Man, what's up, everybody? This is Life,
What it do, y'all? It's your boy Swallow.
My name is Joshua Sims.
and this is Just Do the Damn Thing podcast. Man, welcome back to another episode of Just Do the Damn Thing podcast. I think this is episode 58.
We are on episode 58. Yeah,
Oh
that's what it
man,
looks like.
58. We going in
58.
there almost at 60.
Man.
So we usually do product of the week. So I'm just gonna tell you, you can go to www.theomgbrand.com, click on clothing or click on music, and just do the damn thing.
We should bring up like text so you could actually like point down. Because you go like theomgbrand.com.
Theomgbrand.com.
You know what I mean? Actually have text on the screen.
You know, that'd be dope. All right,
There it
let's
is.
do that next time.
Next time,
Justy,
definitely.
you the man. You the man if you can do that. So yeah, Suela, what's the topic?
Let's do it, guys. All right, so today's question is, what's more important, nature or nurture? I'll just give you guys a quick explanation if you don't know what I'm saying. Nature means the way that you're born, right? What's more important, the way that you're just born biologically, hereditary, genetically, or is that more important than nurture, the way you're raised, the way you're conditioned, things like that? Joe, is it you first or me first this time
I guess
around?
it's me.
Okay.
So what I got from this, I was talking to my wife. She said nature is more like just going off of your surroundings and stuff like that, not necessarily
Your environment.
not necessarily your upbringing.
Exactly.
So for me, I guess it's more of a balance of both. But I would say to me, me personally, I think nurture is, if you're paying attention, nurture is more important to me. And because all the things that I know right now are because I listen to other individuals, you know, so I'm observant of other individuals. So if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be able to be the man I am. Nature is more like, you just see things happen and you don't necessarily get any guidance and you're going off of your own accord.
Right.
So you're kind of just out there in chaos to me, and you're not able to put together like an order, like what is actually happening.
Right.
You know, to me, it doesn't seem like you'll be able to see what's actually happening, but if people can explain it to you, that's actually more important to me because now I'm capable of learning what's actually going on rather than just, oh man, I've never seen this before.
Right. I agree because I think what you're trying to say, like you're just like in the environment or whatever in your surroundings, like you don't know what's going on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you're kind of operating like on a lower level, kind of like on a survival instincts kind of thing, because you can't compute and and transcribe what's going on around you. But if you have somebody around you that can nurture you to understand those things and explain them to you, then you're able to operate on a higher frequency, so to say.
Just like because also nurture, you're actually being taught to read and stuff like that. You know, when you're just left to your own suffices, you'll end up learning how to read it on your own, but it takes a lot longer than somebody if you're going, obviously when you're going to school, you start to learn how to read. Even your parents will usually teach you at home, depending on who you have around you. So I believe nurture, to me personally, is more important because, like I said, I wouldn't know the things I know if it wasn't for the people around me. So, like, for instance, I'm a computer tech. If it wasn't for my Uncle Michael,
Mike
you already
again,
know.
shout out Mike for
to
the
my
second
Uncle
time.
Mike. He's an amazing person, and if it wasn't for him, me watching him and me learning from him, I wouldn't be able to be in the position I'm in, working for the school district, working as an IT person for the school district.
Yeah.
So follow suit. In nature, I would be like, I don't think I'd be able to land that.
Yeah, I know you're just kind of out there like wandering around trying to find your way, right?
You have no guidance, you have no discipline, and you have no structure.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then so to go off of what you're saying, I agree 100%. I think nurture is most important. Nature is very important as well, right? So how I explained it earlier, it's also your biological and your genetic makeup, right, along with your environment. But those things can actually ultimately change. You can change your environment in the future, right? You can actually also change your genetics to a certain extent. If you do some research by Dr. Bruce Lipton, it's called epigenetics. He talks about how you can actually change your genetics, right, through changing your environment, changing your way of thinking, and things like that, right, in the way that you treat yourself, take care of yourself. But nurture, to change the way that you're conditioned, to change your mindset and things like that, that is so difficult to overcome. There's a lot of people. I mean, how many family members and friends do we know that are the same way they were when they were young, right? They're still the same person they were when they were in middle school and high school, and they haven't changed one bit. Why? Because they were conditioned to be that way, right? So when you're young, what you think you know is all that you know. You don't know anything outside of that. You don't know that you can change your mindset. You don't know that you can change your way of being.
I guess that's when nature comes into play.
Yeah, exactly, right? So that's when nature comes into play. But if you're brought up with proper nurturing and somebody conditions you, more or less in the right way, teaching you how to love yourself, how to appreciate life, appreciate others, taking care of yourself. If somebody nurtures you the right way, they're setting that structure, that foundation for you to be successful in life. If you have poor nurturing, that they could literally be programming you for the rest of your life, right? And you will be living subconsciously.
Which is, I think, why it's important that you have the correct people that are nurturing. Like you just said, the correct people are nurturing you. So if I didn't have my Uncle Mike and the certain people that I was able to follow, I wouldn't be able to be in the position that I'm in, learning how to love myself and being open-minded, because some people actually teach that. Some people teach to learn consistently, and that was my uncle, and that was also my Uncle Mike.
There it is.
Just like,
because I know personally, I have a lot of family members or friends that don't even know that they can change their mindset. They don't know that they've been conditioned to be the way that they are. They don't know that they can change that and overcome that. So there's some people that lived their whole life by the way that they were nurtured, right, and conditioned as a child, and they never change.
So speaking of that, Coach Contra, right? The person that you don't like, one of the lines he said.
I think I want to say, I think his bars are dope. I just don't like his delivery, but go on.
Got it. So one of the things he said was, when I found out that I can be anything, that's when I started running from who I was.
Ooh, dope.
I was like,
that's it, man. That's 100% facts, man. Like once you can start to realize that. So what opened my mind to realize that I can actually change myself was when I was like around 18 and I watched the movie called The Secret. Have you guys seen that? The Secret, it's about the law of attraction. You seen it? So I watched that when I was 18, and watching that documentary showed me that I can actually change my thoughts.
Got it.
Showed me that I could be observant of my thoughts, and I could choose the way to react to situations. I can choose to be a different person. Nobody taught me that growing up. You know what I mean?
True.
My mom, my parents didn't teach me that.
Which is why I've always had the nature, the natural instinct to what you just said, to be observant.
Okay.
So like I've always, even as a baby, like I would watch videos of myself, like just really like go like this and like look at things all and soaking things in, and always looking at what is really happening.
Yeah.
And as my mind developed, I started to realize, oh, I was just being observant.
Right.
I'm starting to open my mind.
No, see, whereas me, I just seen life as black and white. Whatever I saw, that's what it is. Whatever my parents told me, that's 100% fact. That's what it is. And that's very dangerous. That's why parenting is such a serious commitment. It's such an important role. And you should really, really, really think twice before you have any kids, because you are literally programming another human being.
Exactly.
And the way that you raise them and program them as a child could be the way that they are potentially for the rest of their life. So you have to be careful the way that you raise somebody. You have to be conscious and observant and guide them, and really, truly try your best to guide them in the right direction, in the direction of love.
So I wanted to stop you 1 second.
Ahead.
Sorry. Jesse, our Instagram is the OMG brand.
It's off the website.
Oh, that's all.
You might want to check it out.
Okay.
That's off the website.
But the website is correct. TheOMGbrand.com.
Oh, okay, got it. So actually, our Instagram is actually the OMG brand. www.theomgbrand.com is correct, and also Facebook, the OMG brand. But back to the topic, and I want to get Josh's thoughts on this. Do you agree with both of what we've been saying so far?
I think you guys made both very good points. When you said nature, and before you said the definition, I was thinking of like Mother Nature and like temperature and stuff, and the ocean and
precipitation.
You know, I took it way left field.
Okay.
I think they both have a very important role to, when it comes to anything. I actually think nurture has a stronger position than nature because the people who raise you, the people who are in your environment, and the people who are around you all have an effect on how you can live the rest of your life. There's people who have the best of both worlds, who have a parent who wants the best for them, and then a parent who doesn't want nothing but misery for that child.
Right.
And that can make things difficult. But everybody at the end of the day has a choice on who they become. Just because you are maybe natured in one way doesn't mean you also have to accept what's been given to you. You can always change.
Exactly.
We can't control, what's going on before we're 18, but after we turn 18,
it's up to
the
you.
world is on our feet. We can make a change if we really want to, go for it.
The one
I
thing,
agree 100%.
The one thing I would push back on is saying that you're not capable of doing what you want before you're 18.
No, I definitely agree, but I think what he's trying to say, in
adult-wise,
because there's only so much you can do as a preteen and a kid. Like,
got it.
I think after 18, whatever, if there's anything negative, you definitely have every chance to change it.
I know. I try to be as compassionate and empathetic with people as much as I can, but I agree with that statement as like, once you become a certain age, once you become an adult, you can choose the way you want to live your life. And if you choose to go down a negative path of drugs and crime or whatever the case may be, you might have been nurtured that way, but you're at an age where you can make the decisions for yourself. You know what's right, you know what's wrong. So if you choose to live that life and you end up homeless or whatever the case may be, and again, this is not against all homeless people, but you make those choices to live the life that you want, going on to the point that you said. Once you come to that age, your life is all on you at that point.
True.
And you have to use what you learn from being nurtured. Use what you've been nurtured. Why? I keep saying that word.
They're very similar. I don't know.
Nature, nurture, same.
From nurtured and then transform it into something else. So, you always want to have a positive influence on everybody else's life, anybody that's around you.
You would hope so, right?
I would hope so, yeah. I don't wake up one day but like, I hope he does really bad.
Yeah. I want to hurt somebody today.
Let's try it out.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah.
So that's it, guys. So we all agree that nurture is more important than nature. Tell me what you guys think. Drop your comments below, and we'll go on ahead to the next segment.
Today I learned.
Yeah.
Because we learn something new every day. I know Suelo normally tells this, but Josh, what we do is bring up something from the subreddit Today I Learned. Jesse picks it because he's amazing at picking random facts and make us read the most ridiculous things. And we just react to it. But before we get into that, I just want to say thank you, Jesse, again, because he just did that on the fly. He was randomly doing this stuff and making it scroll past the screen, and just because you mentioned it.
Yeah.
That's why we have Canoodle Studios. If you want to do your own podcast, hit up Canoodle Studios to do your own podcast.
You want to do anything in a studio with a green screen, cameras, lights, all that.
He's the person to talk to. Facts. All right,
let's do it. I'll go ahead and take the first one. Today I learned that mosquitoes don't feed on blood as their daily source of food. They actually consume nectar. Female mosquitoes only require blood as a source of protein to develop their eggs.
Interesting.
That makes sense, right? Aren't bees like kind of a similar way? Or what? No, bees.
Well, they
consume pollen. Pollen, right?
Yeah.
Pollen. but mosquitoes consume nectar. I mean, which would make sense, right? I mean, you gotta have vitamins and stuff like that. I mean,
Kind of didn't know that. In fact, I'm kind of mad at mosquitoes now. If you want protein, go somewhere else, not me.
right?
Facts.
Oh, yeah.
All these other animals around here, and you want my our blood?
Right.
Right.
There's more deliciousness out there.
I mean,
Go
unless
to a trash
humans,
can, that's all I'm saying.
unless humans are like the peak protein stores, apparently.
There's all kinds of bloody meat in the trash can
Right.
over there.
They're like, no, I want something that's living. Mosquitoes have the audacity to want gourmet.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, and today I learned in 2002, Lucas Helder planted pipe bombs across the U.S. Across? Does that make sense?
Across the U.S. They said across, so I shouldn't have, I
Okay.
think.
Bombs across the U.S. of 5 states so that a map with the explosion location marked would make a giant smiley face. Wow, that's hilarious.
Did he ever ignite them? Like,
no.
what was the point
result
of
of
this?
that?
Yeah,
Exactly.
like, what was my man?
Probably got
I think his point
arrested.
was to eventually
Yeah.
ignite them, but he probably got arrested before he could do so.
Well,
Somebody
damn,
probably
he
knows.
told everybody he's playing. He was that,
that's ridiculous.
he's
But
that evil villain on the movies that'll tell you, have you tied up and tell you his whole plan. Then the damn FBI comes in and arrests you.
oh man.
Man, people got problems. You want to go ahead and take
Today
this
I
one?
learned that the U.S. military developed and tested microwaves to break up protests or to use in war. Like microwaves heat up the water in our food, they are able to heat up the water in our skin. This effect is uncomfortable, and so people start to separate. That's kind of
Wow.
it's kind of a weird way to use a microwave.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you know.
So that's why I feel like I'm getting baked out there. Like,
Yeah, protest.
Man.
I thought they use like sound stuff too that like sends like certain waves. It's not loud, but it sends certain waves that make you uncomfortable.
that's
and then
also
people
what
disperse.
they do.
Yeah.
And then of course if that doesn't work, here comes the gas cans.
Yeah, the gas cans, the
Well, yeah.
microwave.
The
Don't just heat
beanbag
up your
bullets.
ramen noodles no more. Just if you
Yeah.
don't want nobody at your place, turn on your microwave, leave that
Open the door,
open.
put on the microwave. Put 30 minutes on
Yeah,
that.
put 30 minutes and just leave. What's that smell? Look, I don't know.
It feels weird every time I come in the kitchen. Let me step out.
I think you might be radioactive.
What's all this
That's what I think that's
condensation on
going
my hands right now?
This is what Craig's daddy should have used on Fridays.
Oh.
When he said, every time I'm in the kitchen, put the microwave on that motherfucker. He won't come back around.
Facts.
All right. Today I learned the U.S. military DARPA program is developing an implantable system able to provide precision communication between the brain and electronics. This is scary. Electrochemical signaling used by neurons in the brain will connect to the technology language, allowing for communication. That
Wow.
is
Isn't
insane.
this
That's
kind of
insane.
like being like when they put like upload your mind to a robot kind of situation?
That kind of is what it
Kinda
sounds
sounds
like.
like, yeah.
No, I
They're
don't.
trying to make us
I
bionic.
don't think it's hard being human. Why would I want to be a robot?
Man, about to
they-
be cyborg in this thing.
You go become a robot. And imagine missing going swimming.
Man.
I want to say I don't
'Cause
like
now you
swimming.
just-
You can't
'cause now
drink
you just
liquids
sink-
no more.
now you just sink to the bottom of the ocean.
And they're banning oil, which still wouldn't make no sense to become.
Hold on. Isn't DARPA the ones that have the weather changing technology? Have you guys heard about that? Do you guys know about that? They have technology where they shoot certain waves, like electromagnetic waves, into the sky that could either form clouds that cause rain or it causes clouds to disperse and move them to other places.
I've only seen the ones where it just rained for no reason. Like it can't be to
Yep.
117 degrees and then suddenly
Last
be
week in
rain.
Bakersfield.
Right. And now it's 60.
Yeah. Bakersfield literally 115, the next week 82.
That's nature for you right there.
No, that's
Fact.
DARPA, motherfucker. That's what that is. That's DARPA. God didn't do that.
DARPA, if you listening, we want some snow up in Bakersfield. That's what we want.
Just a little cooler. Come on now.
Today I learned that the CIA used physical warfare psychological. Y'all know what I meant.
Completely antonyms, but go on.
Against Philippine resistance forces in the 1950s by taking advantage of mythical Aswang.
Aswang.
As I said that.
Aswang?
Aswang, yeah.
It's Asian. Vampire-like in Filipino folklore. Against the people by puncturing holes on the necks of dead bodies resembling Aswang.
Oswald.
Oh,
Oswald.
Oswald. Oh,
I
bites
don't know.
and pound on the sides of roads.
Swing.
The fact that
I like
they
Aswang
did this
better.
though,
That sounds
they poked holes in the necks of dead bodies to
Make it look like a vampire was
like ignore the hole in the guy's chest.
This is
The
part
man
two
died.
stuff right here.
The man died from a vampire. Ignore the
He has
his
he has
missing.
no
ignore
leg.
the cavity. Like what?
Got his leg chopped
There might
off.
be some signs of vampires. We just ain't found them yet. You know,
Man.
they're hiding like the dragons and the witches we used to believe in back in the 1800s.
Oh my god.
I mean, who's to say witches
Oh my
aren't real
God.
to this, or dragons for
I'm
that
still
matter?
looking for
I
a
don't
flat
know.
broom.
Man, facts.
I don't
I'd
know.
buy one.
But that's dude. Like people do the craziest thing to get the advantage in war, man. The fact that the CIA did this blows my mind.
The fact
Hey.
that it worked.
Right? The fact that it worked, right?
Facts.
I swung.
Today I learned a group of fans successfully launched an online campaign to get Run the Jewels to release Meow the Jewels. Wow. Their entire second album with the instrumentals replaced with sounds of cats.
Wow.
That's
I didn't know
hilarious.
that was. So I've heard of Run the Jewels. They wanted them to run Meow the Jewels. Oh, do we have it playing in the background? Album with replaced.
Oh,
Hold on. So we're listening to it in the studio.
Wow. In the background they go meow.
It sounds good. Yeah.
I guess that's, you know, the dogs was already used, you know.
Man, that's hilarious.
That is, oh my goodness gracious.
Meow the Jewels. All right.
Did they actually do it though?
Yeah.
Oh, they actually did a whole album with the sound of cats.
Now, did
Anything to
they
please the
make
fans,
them
right?
be the cat noises themselves?
Right?
Or
Right.
was it actual
Did they bring,
cats?
Make-
did they bring
make
the
cats
cats?
meow.
You know, like we're gonna have a
Put the
dozen.
little
I'm
headphones
about
on
to
them.
sample this cat real quick. Bring Garfield in here.
Can you imagine a little cat with the little headphones? You got the little microphone.
And then like for some reason just have a DJ set. Oh my god, meow meow.
And
meow,
DJs
meow.
are divas. DJs, I mean, the cats are divas. Cats will walk out on that set. Cats,
Right.
man,
I ain't doing this shit no
I ain't
more.
doing this, man.
I'm
One
hungry.
take is all you're getting from
I need
me.
some meow mix.
Like Mr. Pibbles, I think you're tripping. You know, chill. Get back in that studio, man. I want my milk.
All right, man.
Is that it for today?
Yeah.
Today I learned, guys. We always learn something new, man. Did you guys learn anything interesting today? Drop the comments below.
Facts. So I guess we're getting into our interview with our guest over here. We didn't properly introduce this man, but his name is Joshua Sims. He's an R&B artist. I guess you can say. I don't even. You can't really put him in a box. He does a lot of different things. You know,
Yeah.
he's all over the place. He's
Yes,
a
sir.
beat maker, producer, good songwriter. I don't know what else to say. So let's go into a
That's
small
it.
little interview
Got it.
and see what his thoughts are.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Josh, so we're going to ask you a few questions, you know what I mean? Just answer
Okay.
them. We can get to know you a little better. The people can get to know you a little better.
Not a
So
problem.
my first question to you is, what's the hardest thing you've been through in the music industry, and how has it made you a better person?
This is gonna sound maybe a little bit redundant, but
Mm-hmm.
getting the money to actually record. Like,
That's a big
like
deal.
I have all this music written, and I'm just like, all right, I just need to record it now,
Mm-hmm.
and then actually do something with it. Like, I've been writing music since I was 11 years old, and it's only until my adult life where I was actually able to afford the opportunity to record
opportunity, yeah.
music. And once you're in a studio, it changes your whole perspective. Like, there's times I've been in the studio with, a few songs of mine, and then after the session, the whole song is transformed because now I'm coming up with ideas left and right. I'm like, I didn't even think this was possible. And using different sounds, and like personally, I like to record using analog and digital recordings, getting the best of both worlds. So I would say that's been just a pretty rough challenge.
Okay. And then actually getting into the studio and actually being able to lay it down has been making you a better artist.
Absolutely. Working with other artists always enhances the abilities.
Yeah, pushes your
Working
limit.
with musicians like drummers, guitar, even sound engineers have ideas that
Yeah,
a
100%.
regular artist
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
just
Mm-hmm.
think of.
Yep,
And
yep.
I think that's what makes you a better artist over time.
For sure.
Facts. So my question is, besides music, what are your other hobbies?
Ooh. Other hobbies. I am a real nerd when it comes to watching Bleach. Basically, anime.
What's Bleach? Oh,
I
anime.
love watching Bleach,
Is that
Naruto.
okay? So those are all anime.
Yeah,
Those are anime. Yeah, I've seen them
Inuyasha.
all.
They're like I could binge watch anime all day. But
Damn,
I
that
also
kinda-
like to do regular things too. Like I like to drink, go out. I like to
Uh-huh.
go to movies. I like to do stuff like hike, go to the beach. Eat
Well,
out.
it's funny because that was kind of gonna be my second question, so I might as well just ask it now.
Okay, go ahead.
So, what is your favorite anime and why?
Oh, Naruto.
Naruto. Okay.
I
Naruto.
Naruto is my favorite. It's such a good. It has, in my opinion, it has one of the best storylines of all animes, and I actually relate to Naruto in a lot of different ways. Feeling like I've been the black sheep of my family.
The redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I have
He
to,
ain't redheaded. He just got a red shirt.
yeah, no, well, I mean,
Well, yeah.
it's orange.
But yeah, close enough.
You get the
Also,
point.
you know-
You get the point.
And yeah, Naruto would be. I just feel I like animals too, and so does he.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
I will
Naruto
never
box.
understand the anime fascination. I know it's a big thing. Damn near everybody I know loves anime. All of my coworkers, these two guys love
Well, the
anime.
reason
I
why-
got buddies, I love it.
It could
The-
be
one of the
two
re-
things.
well,
Like
one-
there's nostalgia in it, like,
Okay.
and then like sometimes, like for me, it's an escape from reality. Sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
like, dumb example. Sometimes I'm broke, and I don't like to be reminded that I'm broke.
I'll think anybody does.
So I'll watch an anime to forget that I'm broke, and then after I'm done watching, I'll probably go drive for Uber to make some money, so I'll stop being broke.
There it is.
For me, I think one of the reasons why you might not get the fascination is because, well, one, like we've already known, you haven't grown up the same way,
Right.
we did, because you have a Mexican family that's traditional to that.
Right.
So, and you didn't grow up with people that were introducing you to anime.
Yeah,
you were
no,
all
not at
about
all.
about sports and
Sports,
stuff like
that's
that.
it.
Like, but me, I had a lot more vast things. So I was introduced to anime, sports, all these other things. So I like all of them because I know that all of them bring something to the table.
Right.
So with anime, the storylines
Okay.
are incredible. Like, you think you like Dragon Ball Z, if you watch some of the
Dragon Ball
storylines
Z
in
is
other
great.
animes, it will blow your mind how open-minded that they, like, some of these animes are, and
Right,
like
right.
what kind of perspectives they can open your eyes
Okay.
to, because you have to look at the double and triple entendres
Yeah.
that are going on in the anime. And of course, yeah, you see all the action and stuff like that, and it looks cool.
Right. See,
So
that's what I like
so-
Dragon Ball Z for more than anything. It was just the fighting, the action, and all that. So.
And there's a lot of other animes with that type of stuff. So, like, one of my favorites, Baki the Grappler.
Okay.
And Baki the Grappler, it's this kid where his father is the strongest fighter in the world.
Okay.
So as a teen, as he turns, like, I think it's 13, he has to go through his trials and tribulations of people gang up on him and trying to beat him up because his father is who he is.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then his father makes him go through a whole bunch of trainings, and pretty much he gets into situations where he's like trying to prove himself to his dad. So now he challenges his dad when he's like only 14 years old,
Oh, damn.
and then he gets his ass whooped. It was
Yeah.
like watching a baby hug his dad, because he was like he got him in a headlock, squeezing for dear life, and his dad was just sitting there like this, with all his muscles just bulging out,
Yeah.
and he's just like, bah, just slams him on
Done.
the floor, and then pretty much knocks him all the way out, almost kills him.
That's
and
it.
then he goes on this journey to become stronger. So it's
Okay.
just the storyline is
Okay,
crazy.
so you would say that that's like the biggest thing is the storylines, and
Yeah.
that's
Oh yeah,
probably the biggest
And
thing.
that's
Okay.
that's the reason why people watch anime.
Okay.
Well, that I've seen, all the friends
Yeah, no,
that I know, all the
that's
friends I know,
That's what I get to. Yeah,
love
from all the
it
people that I know.
because of that.
They're
Yeah.
almost like
Storylines.
soap operas.
Yeah,
soap
some of 'em-
dramas,
And they have better storylines than regular shows.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
Like-
Rather than regular TV.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. So we'll just go ahead and move on to the last question, right? 'Cause you did yours.
I already did mine.
So the last question for you, Josh, is What's the best piece of advice another artist has ever given you?
It's okay to be a perfectionist. It's okay to take your time to make sure that when you're working on music, that everything is the way you want it to be before you put it out.
Okay.
With that
That's-
being said,
uh-huh.
I rushed my first project,
Right.
and you know, I put it out, and it did okay, but I pulled all my music since, and I've actually remixed and remastered my entire album, and it just sounds so much better.
Okay.
That like it definitely it takes having experience to be like, okay, like this is the idea I was going for. How can I enhance this? How can I make it better? But you always gotta take your time when it comes to music. There's no need to rush it. Take your time. Make sure you know you got all your ideas out, and you know they're completely thought out. And then
so then the question to that is, how do you find that balance to where you're not spending too much time and going over this one thing over and over and over?
That varies from person to person, because I've had almost every one of my songs I've redid like 10 times. And
Okay.
I think that's recorded it.
I think that's a few too many in my eyes.
It honestly is, but when you hear the final product, then you be like, damn, like that's what it is. Like, how long did it take you to do this? I'd be like, how long? How much money did it cost me? I'm tired of going to the studio. Like,
right.
But it's important to take your time with it.
Okay.
Take as long as you need to. Honestly.
I
make
agree.
sure it's right.
I agree with that.
Yep.
Make sure you know, like every song flows from one to the next.
Yes.
That's not always easy, especially with me. I'm in the R&B, pop, and rock, so it's kind of hard for me to, like, you know, start with an R&B song and then end with a rock song.
Right.
What I would challenge you to do is listen to a Tech Nine album, and you'll understand how to transition.
Challenge accepted.
Because his albums, he does the same thing. He'll go from there's one of his albums where he actually has it it literally listed in sections. So where it goes from hate, love, and then prosperity. So it's like it's like this thing of like all the upscale type of stuff right in your face, and then the love slows all the way down, and then the enlightenment is just like, you know, all the joyful and reminiscing things that he does, and the way he that's another reason why he's my favorite artist.
I think I could do something like that.
Dope.
Absolutely.
There it is. So then that concludes the interview. We're going to go ahead and hop into the final segment of the podcast, which is Creative of the Week. So we're going to have Josh introduce his song, give us a quick backstory on it, and then we'll run the video, and the audience will let us know, did Josh do the damn thing?
So this song that you guys are about to hear, I wrote it with my last band. I had this idea. It started with guitar, bass, and strings, like violins. And I hit up my friend Miguel, and I asked him, hey, could you help me with this song? I'm kind of stuck on it, and, you know, you're a great musician. I would love to see what you can do with this. And it's just me and him. He's on acoustic, I'm on bass, and he just starts with the first 4 chords you're going to hear. And then I jump on bass later, and it's like, okay, this is starting to sound really good. So we get into the studio. I have him lay down the acoustic guitar, and I was gonna play bass, but he's like, "Nah, you're not a real bass player. Get out of here." And so he plays the bass. And then we're at an studio with Brian Boozer, and he gets on drums, and I had another friend get on organs to make the song, and I wrote the entire song while we're in the studio. And it all happened in one day, in one session.
It.
That's dope.
All right. So what's the name of the song? Take us into it.
The name of the song is called Zone Out.
Zone Out, guys. Let's run it. Creative of the Week, Josh Sims.
When I look in your eyes, I realize what I lost. I didn't stop with my life. image of your body, and I treat it like candy. And even though you're away, we talk and it makes me happy. I must admit I never felt this kind of love before. So I ask you, please don't close the door. Give me some time to erase your doubt. Enjoy yourself with me while we zone out. You never know what you have until it's gone. I took our time together for granted. I'm not mad at you had to leave because I became unworthy with you away from me. I'm just so lonely. I must admit I never felt this kind of love before. So I ask you, please don't close the door. Give me some time to erase your doubt. Enjoy yourself with me while we zone out. For what it's worth, just know I love you. I wanna make it work. It's something I pursue. You're one of a kind. There's no replacing you. I've made up my mind. I wanna start over. I must admit I never felt this kind of love before. Ask you, please don't close the door. Give me some time. Come on, erase your doubt. Erase your doubt. Enjoy yourself with me. Enjoy yourself now. I must admit
Yeah, man, I'd love to hear
Alright.
that live, dude.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like live that would have so much energy, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
That
In
was-
due time, I promise.
Yeah, whenever you do perform that live, let us
I'll
know.
definitely let y'all know.
That really, the style really reminded me of like Maroon 5.
Really?
Yeah, it sound like Maroon 5.
I was thinking of that the whole time when I was listening to it, with the transitions and everything, and the way it was saying and everything like that. I was like, okay, I love it. I thought you did the
Yeah.
damn thing.
Yeah,
Thank you.
man. Only thing is, I think on the first two hooks, you should have probably added a second or a third voice layer to like make it fuller. Yeah,
Make it
yeah, to
fuller?
make it a little more full.
But
But other than that,
maybe-
great song.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see where you're coming from.
Yeah, cause I didn't expect the hook to pick up like that when it did. And when it did, I was like, oh shit, this is dope. But I feel like the vocals didn't match it, you know, when
Right.
it picked up. So
See,
but
and
again,
that-
just
and
my
that's-
opinion.
That's one of the ones I always like. I'm always thinking like this is probably one of those perfectionist things where I'm
Right.
like, I don't want to overdo it
Uh-huh.
because I don't want to like deter from the music.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, okay.
you know,
I dig that. I dig that.
I try not
Yeah.
to overlayer the vocals, even though that's what I do with
Mm-hmm.
like the hooks.
Mhm, right.
Yeah,
right.
I understand because me as an artist myself, like if I were to be my perfectionist self like I normally am with art,
Mm-hmm.
I would be there like probably 100 hours sitting there trying to fix little small details, and I'm like,
Right.
nah, we got to move on. 'cause
Things
I'm
that
just-
people probably wouldn't even really know.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Nobody will tell. I had to learn that lesson young in the game. It's like little things in my engineer be like, nobody's gonna hear that. It's only you because you think it should sound some way in your head, but nobody's gonna hear that. So I just had to accept that, man.
Exactly. Go on to the
So-
next track.
That's it, guys. Let us know if you thought Josh did the damn thing. Drop the comments below. We appreciate you guys stopping by. We'll be back next week for another episode of Just Do the Damn Thing. Until then, we're out.
Deuces.
Later.
Oh, yeah.
But we keep going cause the party don't stop. We turn up, doing our thing, just living our lives, and we don't stop. Open mind group so you know we won't flop.